Assalamualaikum and good evening everyone. Firstly, I am Muhammad Adam Fahmi bin Zairuddin as your moderator for discussion today. I hope all of you are very well. Today, we will having a discussion about which one is better, whether online learning or face-to-face learning. To discuss this topic, we will invite four panels from two sides, one from online learning and one from face-to-face learning. Every panel, please introduce yourself and which side you come from. Firstly, we begin with Muhammad Najwan.
Thank you, Mr. Adam Fahmi, as our moderator. I am Muhammad Najwan bin Jamal, psychologist from University Malaya. Thank you for inviting me as a panel in this forum to discuss about online learning is better than face-to-face learning.
Okay, thank you Muhammad Najwan. So let's continue with Muhammad Hafiz.
Assalamualaikum and thank you to our moderator, Mr. Adam Fahmi, for inviting me today as one of the panel to discuss about the topic online learning is better than face-to-face learning. My name is Muhammad Hafiz bin Atan. I am as a panel here as the student representative from UiTM Bandaraya Melaka. I am very happy and pleasure to share my ideas and thoughts about the topic. Thank you again for inviting me today.
Okay, thank you Muhammad Hafiz. Now, let's continue with our next moderator, which is Muhammad Daniel Zainan.
Thank you, Adam Fahmi, as a moderator, and also thank you also for inviting me as a panel. I'm as a teacher, and I will talk about the online learning is better than face-to-face learning. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Muhammad Daniel Zainan. So let's continue with our last panel, which is Muhammad Daniel.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, Mr. Adam Fahmi. So, Assalamualaikum and very good evening to everyone. My name is Muhammad Daniel bin Mustafa Kamal. Today, I will be one of the panels for face-to-face learning, which I will share my thoughts on the benefits of face-to-face learning. So, thank you.
Since everyone has introduced themselves, so since every since everybody has introduced themselves, so let's begin with our discussion from now.
Okay. So, as you know, online learning is different because you are not in the same location as your instructor or the other students. In fact, you probably will never meet your instructor to or fellow student in person. But among of the reasons why online learning is better than face-to-face learning because it can reduce the cost. Many of the students agree that online learning can reduce the cost. This has been proven from surveys was conducted by many local universities. Among of the factor that can reduce the cost is students' tuition fee can be reduced. Tuition fee have been included with the facilities that available at college or university. They no need to pay the facilities such as science lab, computer lab, and library because they are not around the university. Hostel fees also do not to be paid if students conducted online learning at their home. Besides that, vehicle petrol consumption and bus fee can be reduced. This is because the lecturers or the students no need to attend the physical classes because they only conduct learning from home. Travel and accommodation costs also can be deducted. For example, the distance students no need to rent the house that near with their university. Next, we move to the second reasons, which is demonstrate self-motivate. Through online learning, students can demonstrate their motivation. This method can improve their attitude as a student. A study has been conducted about student motivations. Student motivation is influenced by various factors, which is self-efficacy. Self-efficacy can be defined as a belief in one's own ability to perform. Results show students with increasing or high stable self-efficacy earn better grades than their peers. Second factor is achievement goal. It can be defined to learn, satisfy one's own curiosity, and to improve one's own competence. So, the students that have a goal automatically can improve their self-motivation to achieve their goals even during online learning. Other than that, self-motivated also can improve their discipline such as time management and responsibility to attend the online class and perform for their assignments. This method, their attitude will be improving and this is important for their future such as to be the best employee. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Muhammad Najwan for your good explanation and point. Now, let's continue our discussion with Muhammad Hafiz.
Thank you to our moderator, Mr. Adam Fahmi, and thank you to Mr. Najwan for his explanation. First of all, the question of whether online learning is really better than face-to-face learning is a long-standing debate. I would like to convince Mr. Daniel Zainal Arifin, Mr. Daniel Mustafa Kamal, and also our moderator, Mr. Adam Fahmi, how online learning is the real deal. With technology becoming so advanced and a pandemic underway shattering campuses everywhere, online learning is standing out as the better option in many important ways. Online learning used to primarily consist of a student going through reading modules, submitting assignments through email, and watching pre-recorded lectures. Interactive features today allows for the social element that face-to-face learning offers, such as through live video conference classes or visual Q&A sessions. Here are some other reasons why online learning is better than face-to-face learning. From my point of view as student, there are 2 points I would like to share to all of you. First, time, effectiveness, and flexible place. Students can choose the study time, place, and atmosphere that they want for their learning. It is more effective because students are not tied to a strict learning schedule. Students also do not need to go to campus to continue learning because online learning helps them to learn from home. At the same time, online learning can also be implemented anywhere. During this pandemic, the students should be at home, but with the effectiveness of online learning, it has helped the students to study at their home. The students do not need to attending classes or courses in places that far away from their home. Meanwhile, for face-to-face learning, students must be in the classroom and tied to a strict learning schedule. This makes learning more difficult. According to a statement in New Straits Times, Nur Hashima alias 36, a doctor of philosophy PhD student in chemical engineering, said that online learning is so much easier than having to be in the class physically. It allows them the freedom to do their own learning. From the statement, it is obvious that online learning is leading in the student mind over picking the face-to-face learning. My second point is the impact of COVID-19. The current pandemic has affected the learning process. The whole world is facing this pandemic. From the online learning, the students can improve their knowledge and skills. Based on a statement in New Straits Times by Chu Zihan, 20, a second-year Bachelor of Science in Actual Science at Utah, state that online learning was the new way to go. He also stated that students rely so much on the technology, which he thinks is the best solution to embrace it and upgrade themselves with computer knowledge and its applications. It is a good idea for universities to introduce courses through online learning. Students can learn through digital video conferencing platforms like Zoom, Microsoft platforms, Webex, and Google Classroom. For students, the drastic impact of this COVID-19 has disrupted their learning process because students cannot face each other. Online learning has helped them to continue their learning session at home. Therefore, online learning is better than face-to-face learning because of its advantages. Thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad Hafiz and Muhammad Najwan. So that we get the better explanation with discussion from side of face-to-face learning. So let's continue our discussion with Muhammad Daniel Zainal.
Okay, thank you for the moderator and also Hafiz Atan and Najwan Jamal for the explanation. Everyone has their opinion, but I probably will choose the face-to-face learning because the online learning requires self-motivation and time management skills. Because many students face lack of self-motivation during online learning because they will face difficulty on their learning and many interferences during their online classes. Besides, the student have to keep up with regular deadline during online studies that become difficult because they have so many tasks to do. So the student have to manage their time properly during the online lesson in order to perform well in class. Other than that, during the online class, the student and the teacher are meet on their online platform so that the student cannot focus in class properly. Face-to-face communication with the teacher and a lot of activities keep the student from falling off during their studies. It can improve the student understanding when the learning is through face-to-face. Second reason is lack of communication skill development in online learning. Many students are unable to work effectively in a team because they are not meet their group mate face-to-face. It also can reduce the communication skill of the student itself. The implication of communication skill is we will have the student with theoretical knowledge but not in communication skill. Developing the communication of the student is an area often neglected during online lesson because it becomes difficult to the teacher to teach the student on how to develop their communication skill in online learning. Thank you.
Thank you to Muhammad Daniel Zainal for your good explanation. So let's continue our discussion with our last panel, which is Muhammad Daniel.
Thank you, Mr. Adam Fahmi, as our moderator for today. So everyone has their own cup of tea. So for me, personally, I think that face-to-face learning and having a traditional classroom is better than online learning. So I will present to you two of my points today. The first point is there will be a lot of distraction when they're doing online classes. When at home and not in a classroom or school, students tend to be lazy and unwilling since they have the comfort of their own property. As an example, they will have their nice and comfy bed next to their workspace. So this will make them more likely to go to sleep rather than doing their actual work or attend their classes. Next, there will be always something else to do online instead of doing their actual work or attending their classes. As an example, there will be media social applications such as TikTok, Instagram, and there will also be online games where this activity is far more interesting than doing their work and also attending their class. Also, according to a survey conducted by University of Malaya, stated that 9 out of 10 students voted that they have a family distraction when doing their online classes at home. Next, for my second point is, in a physical classroom or face-to-face learning, there will be a physical interaction. In a physical classroom, responses time that a person receive will be a lot efficient, where they will not have any connection problem, which cause the responses time to delay, or even they will not get responses. So instead of waiting to type out the question and answer, student will get immediate responses. Where study found that responses time is crucial to effective learning. Other than that, discussing issues and problems will be a lot easier than typing it out or trying to explain it online. In a physical class, the classroom can do a group activity, which will make it easier for them to explain the issues and problem, whereby when doing online classes, some students may have microphone problems and even internet problems, which will cause them to take much more longer time to discuss something simple. So thank you very much. That is my point.
Okay, thank you for all points and explanation for all of our moderator. Our panel, as a conclusions, both learning approach have their own pro and contra, but the best one for our discussion, it may be online learning. So we can conclude that online learning is the best one because the strong arguments that has been argued by panel Muhammad Najwan and Muhammad Hafiz, especially in the current situations, which is very troubling with the increasing number of COVID-19 cases at the passage of time. Instead, with other points from our both panel, Muhammad Hafiz and Muhammad Najwan, whereby online learning can lower the cost. Online learning also can help students to treat self-motivated, and online learning is more flexible compared to face-to-face learning. And lastly, online learning also can give positive impact to students during COVID-19, whereby it can help students to improve their knowledge and communication skill. So we close our discussion with the statement that online learning is better than face-to-face learning. Thank you for all. That's all for me.